You are the silent hunter. Your ship, the Iron Crusader, is a sliver of gray against the endless black. It moves through the void with a purpose known only to its crew. You are far out on the galactic rim. This is a place where stars grow shy and old. Here, colonies can vanish like smoke in the wind. You are hunting for the echoes of one such colony, Viridian. It fell silent 3 standard cycles ago. No warning, no final transmission, just an unnerving, complete quiet. The ship hums around you. It is a low, comforting rumble, the sound of a predator in its element. Every soul aboard feels it. From the grizzled engineers in the reactor core to the fresh-faced ensigns on the bridge. You are all part of the machine, an extension of its iron will. The mission is simple. Find what happened to Viridian. Uncover the truth behind its silence. This is the Crusader's purpose. This is your purpose. The rim is not empty. It is filled with whispers and warnings. Old tales of ghost fleets and star-born leviathans. Most dismiss them as spacers' fables. Stories told over cheap synth ale in dimly lit station bars. But out here, in the deep dark, the stories feel more real. The silence seems to listen. The shadows seem to watch. Your hand rests on the console. The cool metal is a familiar comfort. Whatever waits in the dark, you will face it. Humanity's iron will is not easily broken. A sudden alert chimes. It cuts through the low thrum of the ship, a single piercing note that demands attention. On the main view screen, a signal blossoms. It is a distress call, faint and laced with static, but it is undeniably human. The signal is a ghost from the past, impossibly old. Its encryption protocols are centuries out of date. The signal repeats on a tight loop, a desperate, lonely voice swallowed by the void. Your comms officer works furiously. Filters are applied. Static is stripped away. The voice becomes clearer. It is fractured, broken by time and distance. But the words are there. A plea for help from a ship long dead. The vessel identifies itself as the Star Wanderer, a colony ship that vanished over 200 years ago. It was part of the first wave of expansion, a pioneer ship lost to the rim. It is a message in a bottle from a forgotten era. How could this be? A signal 2 centuries old, appearing now. It makes no sense. The laws of star science say it is impossible. Signals degrade over time. They do not grow stronger. They do not suddenly appear in the path of a patrol cruiser. The crew exchanges uneasy glances. This is not a standard search and rescue. This is something else, something strange and unnatural. The silent rim is beginning to whisper, and its voice is the call of a ghost. You follow the signal's vector. It leads you not to a ship, but to a graveyard. A vast debris field stretches before you. It glitters in your ship's searchlights, a field of frozen confetti. These are the remains of the Viridian colony fleet. The ships are shattered, ripped apart with terrifying precision. Hulls are peeled back like fruit. Superstructures are twisted into impossible shapes. It is a scene of utter, silent devastation. Your science teams launch sensor drones. The data they send back is chilling. The metal is not bent or melted. It is sheared, cut with a force that left no heat signature, no radiation traces, no evidence of any known weapon. The destruction was clean, surgical. It was caused by a technology far beyond human understanding, or the understanding of any known species in the galaxy. This was not a battle. This was an execution. A cold dread begins to settle in the pit of your stomach. The ghost signal of the Star Wanderer led you here, to the grave of a fleet that vanished only weeks ago. The 2 events are connected. They must be. But the connection is a riddle wrapped in an enigma, a ghost story playing out in real time. The silence of the rim feels heavy now. It is the silence of a tomb where an entire colony fleet was laid to rest. Suddenly, every comms channel on the ship screams. A wave of sound floods the bridge. It is not static or feedback. It is a voice that is not human. It is deep, resonant. It seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The universal translator struggles to keep up. The words it forms are simple. They are also utterly terrifying. They are a warning from nowhere. Leave this place. The voice speaks in your mind as much as in your ears. It is a command, not a request. There is no anger in the voice, no malice, only an immense ancient authority. It is the voice of a being that does not negotiate, a being that expects to be obeyed. The message repeats, over and over, a relentless psychic pressure against your will. Leave or be consumed. The crew is frozen, stunned into silence by the sheer power of the transmission. Your comms officer's hands tremble above his console. He cannot trace the signal. It has no origin point. It simply is. This is a power you cannot fight, a technology you cannot comprehend, a threat you cannot even see. The choice is stark. Obey the warning and flee, or defy it and face the consequences. The iron will of your ship is about to be tested. Commander Rostova appears on the bridge. Her face is a mask of calm determination. She surveys the shocked faces of the crew. Her eyes meet yours. There is no fear in them, only a cold, hard resolve. She walks to the center of the bridge. Her voice cuts through the lingering echo of the warning. It is steady, unwavering, a rock in a storm of the unknown. She gathers the entire crew in the observation bay. The vast window shows the star-dusted blackness. It shows the glittering tomb of the Viridian fleet. Rostova stands before you all. Her short, graying hair frames a face etched with experience. She does not shout. She does not need to. Her words carry the weight of command. They carry the promise of a vow. We came here seeking answers, she says. Her gaze sweeps across the assembled faces. We found only questions. A ghost signal. A slaughtered fleet. A warning from an unseen power. She pauses, letting the weight of the situation settle. We were told to leave, to run from a shadow in the dark. Another pause, this one sharp and defiant. The Iron Crusader does not run. Humanity does not run. A murmur of agreement ripples through the crew. Fear gives way to resolve. Doubt is replaced by determination. We will find the truth behind Viridian's fall. Rostova continues, her voice ringing with conviction. We will face this unknown power. We will show them the strength of human will. She clenches her fist. We will have our answers, or we will die trying. That is my vow. The crew erupts in a cheer, a single, unified voice of defiance. The Iron Crusader has made its choice. Your long-range sensors suddenly scream for attention. The technician's eyes go wide. He looks at his screen, then at the commander. Commander, you need to see this, he says, his voice barely a whisper. On the main view screen, a new set of contacts appears. They resolve into clear images. Your blood runs cold. The entire bridge crew gasps as one. It is a fleet. The ships are perfect duplicates of the Viridian fleet. The same configuration, the same ship classes, the same hull markings. But these ships are not shattered debris. They are whole, pristine. Their running lights blink in the darkness. They move in perfect formation. A silent, ghostly armada. A phantom fleet sailing through the graveyard of its own wreckage. This is impossible. Utterly, completely impossible. Your tactical officer confirms it. The ships have no energy signatures, no life signs, no drive emissions. They are ghosts on the sensors, phantoms in the void. Yet, you can see them. They are as real as the ship beneath your feet. A joke of the light? A sensor echo? Number. The phenomenon is too stable, too perfect. It is a deliberate display, a message from the power that warned you away. Commander Rostova stares at the screen. Her face is grim. They are showing us what they destroyed, she says softly. They are showing us their power. It is a psychological attack, a display of force meant to intimidate, to break your resolve. The Phantom Fleet maneuvers. It turns toward a single point in space, a point where there is nothing but empty blackness. And then, it begins to move toward it, a silent procession of ghosts, heading for an unseen destination. You have no choice but to follow. The Phantom Fleet leads you on a chase, a silent pursuit through the empty sectors of the rim. They lead you to a planet, a world that does not appear on any star chart. It is a perfect sphere of smooth, black glass. It reflects the light of distant stars, like a polished obsidian marble. It is beautiful and deeply unsettling. This is the glass planet, the destination of the Ghost Fleet. As you draw closer, you see structures. Crystalline towers rise from the planet's surface. They are made of the same black glass. They are impossibly tall and slender. They pulse with a faint internal light, a soft, rhythmic glow that beats like a slow heart. The Phantom Fleet glides toward the planet. One by one, the ghost ships descend. They pass through the black surface as if it were water. They vanish into the depths of the glass world. Your ship hangs in high orbit. The silence is profound. The warning voice is gone. The Phantom Fleet has vanished. You are alone with this impossible world. What lies beneath that smooth, dark surface? What is the purpose of the glowing towers? Is this the source of the power that destroyed Viridian? The home of the voice that warned you? The answers are down there. But so is the threat. Commander Rostova gives the order. Take us down. Slow and steady. I want to see what's under that glass. As the Iron Crusader begins its descent, your historian speaks up. Her voice is hesitant. Commander, there may be something relevant in the old logs. She pulls up a file on the main screen. It is from the logs of the Star Wanderer, the ghost ship whose signal started this whole affair. The entries are fragmented, corrupted by time. But some passages are clear. They speak of a legend, an old rim-worlder tale, a story about a species known as the Elder Ones. The legend says they were the first, the original architects of this sector of space. They were beings of immense power. They could shape worlds with sound. They could build cities with light. They were masters of physics that other species could only dream of. The log entries are rambling, almost delirious. The captain of the Star Wanderer was clearly under great stress. He wrote of whispers in the void, of seeing impossible geometries in the star fields. He believed he had found the home of the Elder Ones, a place of great power and great danger. The final entry is short, chillingly simple. The music is beautiful. We are going into the light. We finally understand. Then the log ends. The Star Wanderer was never heard from again, until its ghost signal reached you. Now you are descending toward a world of light and glass, a world that fits the ancient legends. The descent is tense. Every crew member is at their post. Every eye is on the view screen. The glass surface of the planet grows closer. The crystalline towers loom like silent giants. You can feel the power of this place, a low hum that resonates in the hull of your ship. It is a feeling of immense, ancient energy. The Iron Crusader is a child wandering into the lair of a sleeping dragon. Suddenly, the towers erupt. Beams of pure light shoot from their peaks. They are not weapons in the conventional sense. They are tethers of energy. They form a complex web around your ship, a cage of light and force. Alarms blare across the bridge. The ship lurches as the energy web tightens its grip. The Iron Crusader is caught. Trapped in an unbreakable net, the trap has been activated. Your tactical officer reports the grim news. Weapons are offline. Shields are being drained. I can't get a lock on the towers. The energy web is more than a cage. It is a parasite. It is draining the life from your ship. The lights on the bridge flicker. The hum of the engines grows weak. The Iron Crusader is helpless, a fly caught in a star-born spider's web. The silence from the planet is broken. Now, it sings with a chorus of terrible power. Commander Rostova does not panic. Her voice cuts through the rising fear. Damage control. Report. The reports are grim. The ship's energy levels are falling fast. The hull is groaning under the strain of the energy web. You are being squeezed, crushed by invisible forces. The will of the crew begins to waver. Despair is a cold poison in the recycled air. This is it. This is how it ends. But Rostova's will is made of iron, just like her ship. Engineering. She barks into the comm. Give me everything you have. Push the reactor past its limits. I want that needle in the red. The chief engineer's voice comes back, strained. Commander, the safeties are already offline. If we push it any harder, the core could breach. Rostova's reply is instant, cold, unforgiving. I am aware of the risk, Chief. Do it. The ship begins to shudder violently. A deep, guttural scream tears through the metal frame. The lights flicker wildly. Then they hold, brighter than before. The power gauge on the main screen climbs. Slowly, painfully, it crawls into the red zone. The Iron Crusader is fighting back. It is meeting the pressure of the web with its own raw power. It is a battle of wills. The ancient power of the glass planet versus the indomitable spirit of a human crew. The ship screams, but it holds. A young ensign, a junior officer on her first deep space assignment, shouts from her sensor station. Her voice is a mixture of terror and awe. Commander, I see something. All eyes turn to her. She points a trembling finger at a section of the main view screen. The web. It's not uniform. There's a flicker. She manipulates her controls. A section of the energy web is magnified. She is right. There, in the complex, interlocking pattern of the energy beams, is a single point that pulses differently. It flickers at a slightly different frequency. It is a tiny imperfection, a single, vulnerable node in an otherwise flawless design. It is a flaw, a chance. Hope ignites on the bridge like a wildfire. The trap is not perfect. The cage is not unbreakable. There is a way out. The mood on the bridge shifts instantly. Despair is banished, replaced by a surge of focused energy. The crew has a target, a purpose, a single point of weakness in the enemy's armor. Rostova turns to her tactical officer. Can you target it? The officer shakes his head. No, Commander. The web is causing too much interference. Our targeting sensors are blind. We would be firing randomly. The hope that had soared so high just moments before crashes back to Earth. Then, a quiet voice speaks up. It is the chief of the shuttle bay, an old spacer with a calm demeanor. We could do it manually, he says. Everyone turns to him. A spacewalk, one person with a portable targeting laser. They could paint the target for the main cannon. A heavy silence falls over the bridge. A spacewalk, outside the ship. exposed to the raw energy of the web. It is a suicide mission. A volunteer is needed, someone to perform the long walk, to step outside the relative safety of the ship's hull, to face the energy field armed with nothing but a small laser painter. The call goes out over the ship's communication system. The risks are made clear. The chance of survival is almost zero. Within minutes, the bridge comm chirps. A single voice responds, "I'll do it." It is the young ensign, the one who found the flaw. Her name is Alara. She stands before Commander Rostova in the main airlock. She's small in her bulky EVA suit, but her eyes are steady, resolute. "I found the flaw, Commander," she says, her voice clear over the suit's comm. "It's my responsibility to see this through." Rostova places a hand on the ensign's helmet, a rare gesture of affection. "Your courage honors us all, Alara. Make it count." The ensign nods. The inner airlock door seals behind her. The outer door opens to the terrible beauty of the energy web. The long walk has begun. You watch on the external cameras. Alara's small figure is a tiny speck against the glowing cage. She moves slowly, methodically, along the ship's hull, hand over hand. The energy of the web arcs around her. It licks at her suit's enhanced shielding. The suit's temperature warnings flash on your screen. The radiation alarms scream. But she keeps going. A tiny, determined figure defying a godlike power. She is the will of iron personified. She reaches the designated position, directly opposite the flickering node. She braces herself against the hull. She raises the targeting laser. A thin, red beam cuts through the chaos of the energy web. It is a fragile thread of hope in a storm of power. It touches the node, paints it in a steady, crimson light. "Target painted." Alara's voice comes over the comm. It is strained, weakened by the radiation. "Fire when ready. Her job is done. Now it is up to the ship." Rostova's voice is sharp, urgent, tactical. "Lock on that signal. Fire the main cannon. Full power." The ship shudders as the massive weapon charges. It is feeding directly from the overloaded reactor core, taking every last drop of the power the engineers are feeding it. The cannon fires. A single blinding lance of pure energy erupts from the bow of the Iron Crusader. It follows the red line of Alara's laser. It strikes the vulnerable node with perfect precision. The result is instantaneous and spectacular. The node overloads. A chain reaction rips through the energy web. The beams of light shatter like glass. The cage disintegrates into a billion points of fading light. The towers on the planet below explode, one after another. They crumble into dust. The Iron Crusader is free. The ship's power levels begin to stabilize. The crew lets out a collective cheer of victory. But the celebration is short-lived. As the last of the energy web vanishes, the planet itself begins to change. The smooth black glass surface cracks. Huge fissures spread across the globe. A deep, resonant hum fills the void. It is a sound of awakening, a sound of something vast and ancient, stirring from a long slumber. The planet's crust breaks apart. It falls away like the shell of an egg, revealing what was hidden beneath. It is not a planet, not in any sense you understand. It is a being, a vast, star-born intelligence. Its form is beyond your comprehension, a swirling galaxy of light and consciousness. The size of a small moon, it has eyes that are nebulae. It has limbs that are rivers of stars. You have not destroyed a weapon system. You have not shattered a cage. You have rung the doorbell of a sleeping god. Your attack has awakened the sentinel. A new kind of communication fills your mind. It is not a voice. It is not words. It is a flow of pure concept, an avalanche of understanding that floods your consciousness. The being, the Sentinel, is not hostile. It is curious. It has been dormant for eons, guarding this sector of space. The Viridian fleet was not destroyed out of malice. It was an accident, an allergic reaction. The Sentinel explains, through images and feelings. The Viridian colonists were experimenting with a new type of drive. A drive that tore at the fabric of space-time in a way that was painful to the Sentinel. Its automated defenses reacted. The Phantom Fleet was a memory, an echo of the destruction. The warning it sent you was a simple, instinctual response, like a body telling a parasite to leave. It did not understand that you were sentient, that you were individuals. It shows you the true nature of the rim. It is not empty space. It is a nursery, a place where young, star-born intelligences like itself are born and mature. A cosmic cradle watched over by ancient sentinels. The elder, ones of legend. Humanity, it communicates, is something new, something unexpected. A species that walks the line between the biological and the conceptual. A species that can build machines of iron will and touch the minds of gods. You are not an infection. You are a new form of life in the galaxy. A bridge between two realities. The Sentinel offers a new understanding, a new purpose. Humanity is not meant to conquer the stars. It is meant to connect them, to be the diplomats, the messengers, the weavers of a new galactic tapestry. The Iron Crusader came to the Rim seeking answers about a lost colony. You are leaving with a new destiny for your entire species. The silent Rim is no longer silent. And for humanity, a new dawn is breaking.